All right, guys, I have officially moved to Syracuse, Utah, and I'm going to be developing a new system to make $1,000 per day profit on eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari, and I plan on getting there very quickly. I'm going to go over my current numbers, my projections, and my new office and setup and garage and all that stuff, so let's dive right into it. So here's our setup for the garage. We have a 2-car garage, just like last time. I was able to fit 3 racks, 2 bigger ones, 3 big ones right here. Then we have 2 big ones and a slightly smaller one right here. Then we got 2 big ones. I'm gonna buy 1 more small one to put right here. We also have just a personal, like, belongings one. Then we have this one that has some sporting goods and also these packing materials. Now, right now in this garage, we have about 2,400 items for sale, which is actually really nice because we have this whole rack right here. We have pretty much 2 spaces, a very long rack right there. That barely has any items on it. Over here, we have a lot of space on these electrical units. Ton of space. There's only 24 items in here, plus I have 600 makeup and skincare items upstairs that I'll show you guys in my office. What's really nice is a lot of my items are getting smaller and smaller. We have 1,000 eyeglass frames that we're selling about 5 to 10 of per day. We have a lot of remote controls. We have some computer mouses. My items are getting smaller and smaller, but my profit is staying about the same and creeping up even higher, that I'll talk about towards later in the video as well. But it's really nice. We have a ton of space. Right now, I'm gonna dive into how many items we have right now, but I'm going to get these. I think I can fit about 5,000, maybe even 6,000 if I continue with this current trend. Here's my office setup. It's actually a bit bigger than my last office, which is awesome. The people who lived here before us definitely had kids and they had stars on the ceiling. I'm just gonna go ahead and keep them, why not? And then we also have this office closet right here. Like I said, I have about 600 active items for makeup and skincare. Believe it or not, I'm selling Pop-Tarts on eBay. Those were like $3.26 at Walmart, and they sell for $20 plus shipping, which is awesome. But yeah, a ton of different stuff. So yeah, this is the setup. We're making some moves. So right now in my eBay store, I have 2,750 active listings with a few multi-quantity listings. So I have 3,000 active items. What I'm going to be doing is maintaining 3,000 active items in my eBay store for the very short term. What I do is right now I am currently selling about 12 items per day on eBay. This is down drastically because of the issues I've had with my account over the last 120 days. Everything is completely cleared up. I have a 0% defect rate. All of that stuff is good. I'm top rated seller. So that's accelerating some things, but also I was just on vacation mode for like 6 days and I shut off all of my other stores outside of eBay. So sales have been down a bit, but they're already starting to trickle back up, which is awesome. So right now I am currently selling 12 items per day on eBay. I am selling on average 3 items per day on Mercari, and I'm selling on average 4 items per day on Poshmark. So that means I'm selling 19 items per day. What I will be doing currently is maintaining 3,000 active listings, which means if I'm selling about 19, 20 per day, typically I will be listing 19 or 20 per day. If I only sell 7, I will list 7. If I sell 32, I will list 32. So every morning I wake up at 5:30 and I'm to my desk by about 6:45 or 7. When I get to my desk, I will go to my active listings and I will see that I have 2,981 or 2,978, maybe only 2,994. Whatever that number is, I will minus it from 3,000. And then I will upload that many items to eBay. And then through Flip, I will cross-list those items onto my other platforms. Let's talk about my current store sell-through rate, what I project it will be, and my strategies to improve it and to increase cash flow in my business. Now, right off the bat, this is a very controversial topic amongst eBay resellers, and it always will be, solely because of the fact that we calculate it wrong right out of the gates. The average entrepreneur or business person across all industries do a full calendar year sell-through rate. Because of the way that the eBay app is set up, most of us calculate on a 90-day sell-through rate, okay? Now, If you don't like the way that I calculate sell-through rate, that's okay. You can calculate it however you'd like to. This is just how I do it, and this is what you will expect to see from my channel moving forward. So I do a total store 90-day sell-through rate calculation. So I currently have 3,000 items. Across eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari, I take how many items I'm selling per day, I times that by 90 days, and then I divide that by my store size, and that gives me my sell-through rate of how much of my store will be gone 90 days later, right? So I am currently selling 19 items per day. That's going to trickle up, and I'm going to tell you guys why that's going to start going up, but I'm selling 19 items per day across eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari, okay? So you take 19, times that by 90. I'm selling 1,710 items every 90 days. Now we're going to take that number and we're going to divide that by 3,000, and this is going to give us our sell-through rate on our store. 57%, okay? 57% of my current listings, which is 3,000, will be gone. 57% of my store sells through every 90 days, especially because I'm going to be maintaining it at 3,000 items, okay? So that is the current sell-through rate of my store, and this is going to be my strategy moving forward. Now let's talk about my sales velocity, store size, and sourcing opportunities here in my new location here in Syracuse, and what my different strategies will be here as opposed to St. George, Utah. In St. George, I had one amazing thrift store, and then any other good thrift stores I had to travel at least 2 hours to get to, and I much prefer work-life balance, and I have other streams of income to where I didn't have to travel as much for inventory. Now I live in a place where I have so many amazing thrift stores within 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour of me. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be traveling 40 minutes away from me, north one day, south one day, then north, then south, then north, then south. That's what I'm going to be doing every single day. And I'm going to be hitting up anywhere from 3 to as many thrift stores as needed to hit my daily quota. What's really awesome is now I can be ultra picky. In St. George, I had that one amazing thrift store, and I would usually be able to get anywhere from 2 to 12 items per day just from that one thrift store that had a 50% sell-through rate or faster. Now I'm going to be in an area where I have many, many more thrift stores that have very good items, so I'm going to be able to be much more picky. So with having to settle for less quality items at my thrift store for my aggressive goal of listing, and I was buying a ton of lots off of eBay and Amazon, Commons, a ton of stuff like that. When you buy lots, you're able to get a lot of really good inventory, but the sell-through rate isn't always going to be there. So right now, my shop has 3,000 items at about a 57% sell-through rate. Every time that I sell an item, I will be relisting it back into my store and maintaining 3,000, right? What I'm going to be doing is only replacing those items that sell with stronger items. So that means eventually my sell-through rate will begin to accelerate and get better and better and faster and faster. So as I sell my slower sell-through rate items, that's at about a 57% right now, I will be replacing them with items that have faster and faster sell-through rate. And I will be doing that, maintaining 3,000 items until my sell-through rate is at 80%. Because I'm able to get to more thrift stores that have more quality inventory, I predict that by the end of October, I will be back to an 80% sell-through rate, which means if I have 3,000 items, I will be selling 3,000 times 0.80, 2,400 items every 90 days. So I'll be selling about 26 items every 90 days by the end of October. I'm currently selling 19. So that's the strategy right now. Now there is a caveat to that strategy, and that is my draft bank. My wife will be working within the business, which is awesome. I'm super excited about that. And she'll probably be featured on this channel, probably not very much, but she probably will be featured on my other channel, JRide Picks. So that'll be really fun. The caveat to that is if my draft bank gets up to 250 items because I'm bringing in a ton of really good items, but I'm not selling as many, then every time I get to 240, I will launch an extra 100 listings to get down to 140. and then we'll slowly build up. And then if we get to 240 again, we'll get back down to 140. And if we get to 240 again, so I'll be launching 100 extra listings periodically throughout this strategy, unless I just really start to sell a ton of those current 3,000 items, right? So basically, I'm trying to get to an 80% sell-through rate, which I think I will be able to do by the end of September if I'm strict on my strategy. But I don't want to have a ton of items sitting in a draft bank, or I don't want to list less items because, because you can't have more than 250 on a cell phone. So, and that's where I list all of my items. So once I get to 240, I'll be dropping down to 140. And then I'll probably eventually get to about 4,000 items by New Year's is probably what's gonna happen. I'll either get to 3,000 at an 80% sell-through rate, and then I will start listing more to get to 4,000, or I'll just slowly make it my way to 4,000 because I'll be listing an extra 100 items every, 7 days, 15 days, 21 days, whatever the numbers add up to, depending on the sell-through rate and the items that I'll be picking up. But I'm really excited to be able to go to these stores and literally just reject things that don't have the great sell-through rate that I'm looking for, and the cash flow of this business is going to be really awesome. Okay, let's talk about average sales price. Now, historically, my average sales price is around 40. Because of the decrease in quality of my items, my average sales price has actually come down to about 36. As I'm focusing on these higher quality items, I believe that my average sales price will get back up to 40, and it may exceed that. But let's just run some numbers on my historical average of $40 per item. So if I'm able to get my store to 3,000 active items with an 80% sell-through rate, that means that I will be making $1,064 per day revenue. My average profit margin in this business is about 60%. So I'll be making about $640 per day at 3,000 items with an 80% sell-through rate and a $40 ASP. Now that profit is including all shipping and fees and cost of goods and gas and employees and all of that taken out. I have it's like a 58.79% profit margin that I have in this business, which is incredible. It's hard to find a business like that anywhere else in making money in the industry, right? Okay, selling products, selling services, you can have even higher than that. But anyway, all right, so I don't want to make $1,000 revenue. I want to make $1,000 profit per day. So to make $1,000 per day at a 60% margin, the numbers work like this. I need to have 5,000 items, and having 5,000 items, I'm okay with a 0.75% sell-through rate, which means I'm selling 3,750 items every 90 days, which means I'm selling 41.667 items per day times 40 equals $1,666 in revenue times 60%, because that's my profit margin, equals $1,000 per day. So what I'll be doing is I will be getting up to an 80% sell-through rate, and then I will allow that sell-through rate to fluctuate 5% on my pursuit to 5,000 active items in my store. Once I have 5,000 items active in my store with a 75% sell-through rate and a $40 average sales price, I will be making $1,000 profit per day reselling on eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari. That's what I plan on doing here in Syracuse. Now, many things will happen along the way, and this is what business truly is. You need to have a solid game plan and shoot for these. It's called a business plan, right? This is my business plan, is to get to 3,000 active items, which I'm already there. I'm at a 57% sell-through rate. What I'm going to do is I'm going to first get that somewhere between 3,000 and 4,000 with a 80% sell-through rate. And then I will go up to 5,000, sacrifice 5% sell-through rate, have a 75% sell-through rate at 5,000 to make $1,000 a day. Along those lines, I may end up getting to $1,000 per day with less items because my average sales price may go up. when I'm only pursuing fast items with a fast sell-through rate, typically the sales price and the profit margin goes up because they are in-demand items that people are looking for. I may find out along the way that I still don't have enough items in my area with those metrics to get there, so I may need to drop my average sales price to 35 with maybe 6,000 items to get there. There's many different things that are going to happen along the way. I'll keep you guys updated, but this is my plan, is to get to eventually 5,000 active items, selling about 40 per day at a $40 average sales price at a 60% profit margin with a 75 to 85% sell-through rate. I believe that is extremely doable here in my area with my skill set and the knowledge that I have gained from watching people do this that are smarter and better than me at it. I'm really excited. Like I said, this isn't going to go exactly according to plan, but this is my business plan here in Syracuse in this transition from St. George, Utah. I'm also going to be still buying a ton of lots. For example, here I still have this whole box of Ray-Bans and Kate Spades and Coach eyeglass frames that I'll be selling on eBay. I went thrifting yesterday. I actually got this projector with all of these bulb attachments that are in really great condition that all sell for about $50, $60 each, plus that. I got a ton of good stuff coming in. This is all just from one thrift store today. So we have a ton of really good stuff coming in. So who knows, I may get this to 6,000 items selling 50 per day. I may get this to 10,000 items selling hundreds per day. I don't know. I'm very ambitious and I'm also very flighty and I like to do a ton of different stuff and I really enjoy working. So you guys are just going to be along for the ride. I'll obviously keep you guys updated. And now let's just talk about the content side of the business and my financial plan moving forward if you guys are interested. So what's really great about moving up here to Northern Utah is I have more areas to source. And the two things that make me the most money in this business is sourcing and filming myself while sourcing. So my wife is going to step in and do most of the shipping and packing and listing and things like that, so I can dedicate more time to getting better items and filming myself while finding those items. So the content that I'm about to start doing is going to ramp up as well. You're going to be seeing more quality content on this channel as well as my J-Ride Picks channel. I'm going to be able to produce a lot more of that long form content as well as the short form content. So currently I make, on average, full transparency here, I make about $7,500 a month from YouTube alone on my two channels. I'm expecting to be able to double and triple that very quickly with the amount of time that I'll be able to dedicate to these processes, which is going to also increase the amount of money coming in through this business, which is awesome. On the financial side of things, my wife and I are debt free. We don't have any car payments. We don't have student loans, credit card payments, anything like that. I do use credit cards for my business. I can talk about that in other videos. But we have zero debt and we have very minimal expenses because we don't really care that people see us have nice cars or Louis Vuitton or stuff like that. So the financial plan is in 2 to 3 years, we want to buy a $600,000 home with a $250,000 down payment. The reason for the $250,000 down payment is because I want that in just one bank account. FDIC insurance only covers $250,000. So once we get that maxed out, we'll just go ahead and liquidate that and buy the house. We're going to get a 15-year mortgage on that, and we're going to make double or maybe even triple payments because the mortgage on that would be so low with the huge down payment that we should be able to pay that house off between 4 and 7 years is the goal. We're really excited to do that. We plan on buying that semi-dream house for $600,000 and then hopefully staying there forever. Having all of our kids there. We'll have probably 1, maybe 2 kids here in this townhouse, but we plan on raising our family and just planting those forever roots in our home. Now, if you guys are interested in the finance side of things, I will be making a Jake Ryder finance YouTube video one day. I'm coming up on a major net worth milestone, and once I obtain that, I'll be starting that channel. That may come in a few months, a few years, who knows when. But when that does happen, I will be starting that channel. If you guys are interested in that, please let me know in the comments below. And if you guys would like me to talk a little bit more about finance and investments and business entities and things like that on this channel, you can let me know. But I will be continuing to do this channel for a very long time and then also adding a finance channel on top of that. But yeah, gonna be saving a lot of money every single month until we get $250,000, and then we'll go buy a house and making investments and things like that along the way. But what I'm trying to say is I'm really excited to be here in Northern Utah, to be closer to my wife's family, to have all of these thrifting and garage sale opportunities, also wholesaling. We're just really excited for life. We're super blessed to be where we are. I never thought that I would be in this opportunity where I would get to talk to people about selling things on the internet and talk about my financial goals, but really appreciate you guys being here so much. Thanks for sticking with us through all this. We're really excited to be here, and I'm really excited to start pumping out more content and selling more junk online. I'll see you guys in the next one.